Okay, here's our last one for today. We are going to be making a one prop z-test out of this example on page 6, the very first example on page 6, number 7 at the top of page 6. Let's read it together. A company hopes to improve customer satisfaction, setting their goal. Their goal is to attain less than 8% negative comments. Okay, so stop there. There's two key things. First, they literally use the language less than, and then they tell us a percent. So that is likely our guess for what we want this proportion to be. And we hope that it is under that guess. Okay, let's keep reading. A random survey of 350 customers found only 27 with complaints. Stop. We know that the random language is telling us n is equal to 350. And we know that this is about negative comments. So those 27 people were asked, did you complain? And they all said yes. So they are considered the successes. Now, then it goes on to say, does this provide evidence that the company has reached its goal? Now, remember, the goal is less than 8%. I was about to write 80. Okay. And then it says use a 0.05 significance level. So we're going to write underneath that is reserved for the conclusion. Write your hypotheses, perform your test, find your test statistic and your p-value, and state your conclusion. Okay, we got this. It is not asking us to check the conditions. So we are going to immediately go into step 1, which is to write our hypotheses. This one will look a little cleaner for that reason. Step 1 is to write our hypotheses HO and H1. You know that this is a test on proportions for 2 reasons. Number 1, they gave us a percentage. And number 2, they did not give us a mean and a standard deviation. They gave us a whole number of people and the people who said yes. So this should look like P equals, and based on the wording, P is less than. Now they did say 8%. So if you remember over on the right-hand side, that is actually converted to 0.08, not 0.8. Now it's time for step 2. So step 2 is we're going to run a one prop z test. We need to know P0. We need to know X. We need to know N. And finally, we're also going to record that this is less than. Our P0 is the guess, 0.08. Our X are the people who complained. And our N are the total number of people we surveyed. At this point, we're ready to go. So up here, I'm going to write Z equals and a p-value equals. So we're ready to record everything once we have run this in the calculator. I'm going to take over the share and I'm going to go ahead and share the calculator. We're going to do this one more time together. Okay, go to stat, arrow left to test, and select option number 5. This is all reserved from our previous example. So what we want to do is replace this with 0.08. And then we want to go down and we want to replace our X, with 27. And our N is also much smaller. It's only 350. We also need to make sure that we've selected less than, because now we actually want this proportion to be less than 8%. The question is this number small enough compared to 8 to really state that there has been some kind of a change? So we're going to go all the way down to calculate, and we're going to see based on our p-value. Okay, I'm over here in the packet and I'm going to record this information. Our z-score is negative 0.1970 and our p-value is 0.4219. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reshare the packet so that we can all do this together. Okay, give my iPad a second to catch up with the Wi-Fi. Okay, so right now we see, can we see it? Uh-oh, I thought I took over the share. Hold on. Don't you love technology? Yeah, I want to start the share. Okay, there we go, guys. All right, sorry for that. Here's our z-score and our p-value. Okay, now it's time for step 3, which is the conclusion. And we're going to compare that p-value of 0.4219 to the significance level that we were given, which is 0.05 or 5%. And now we literally want to compare the size of these. Remember, our last example was scientific notation, and our p-value was much smaller than our significance level. But this is comparing 42% essentially to 5%. Our p-value is much greater than our significance level in this situation. So here, based on our notes, when our p-value is larger than the significance level, we fail to reject the null. And this means that we did not have the evidence to show H1 was true. So there is not enough evidence to show less than 8% negative comments. So I want you to see in my writing that I'm never admitting that they are correct. I'm never saying that, yeah, you were right, it is 8%. What I'm saying is that this particular sample did not show me the evidence I needed to prove that this was below 8%. Okay? Very different wording than saying, yes, you were right, it was 8 all along, right? We know they were wrong. We just need more evidence to show they were wrong. All right, I'll see you guys back in class next week. Happy learning.